Hello, good people of the interwebs. Today is a special day in which we mark the 25 years. The 25 years of playing a known classic that we all know and love. And that happens to be the Game Boy. So, I'm going to celebrate this day, even though the actual day was yesterday. I was just told about this late last night. So, on behalf of the Game Boy, I'm going to be playing one of my personal favorites as well as one of yours, Kirby's Dream Land. Brought to us by HAL Laboratory of 1992. Ah, that was a good year. Oh, that was a good year. My God, that was such a good year. When I was about like 13, 14, something like that, I was so glad to get the game. I was so glad to have something handheld, especially to deal with the stupidity which was junior high and high school, and the occasional road trip, and the occasional field trip. And the fact that you had to basically had to get some headphones or some earplugs just so when you were going on a field trip, you didn't want nobody else to hear what you were playing, because what you were playing was something awesome. You might get spinach green, but until the color version came out, you were in heaven. With such classics like Tetris and Super Mario Land. I have to admit, I had a few games myself. Back in the day. This was one of them. I kid you not, this was like the games I had. This was like one of my personal favorites. But out of all the games that I actually had, I played the hell out of Kirby the most. Stage 2. Council. No! I mean, I just enjoyed, playing Kirby. Alleyway, The Amazing Spider-Man, I even had Super Mario Land 2 6 golden coins. And I will admit, just having those games, I had the best fun of my whole entire life. And of course I had Tetris, but you know, anybody who was anybody had Tetris. As I say before, you know, if you had a Game Boy, man, you were somebody. They gave you status right there. It's like when you had a game system in your inventory, I don't know, that's just like, oh, you have a Game Boy? It was just the strangest thing. You had a Game Boy. And really, you know, that's what it was all about. You had status. When you brought a Game Boy to school, you had status. Me, I just brought it because, you know, I was simply that bored. I was simply that bored because, you know, I had lunch by myself, so. Not saying I didn't have friends, but, you know, I just basically kept to myself a lot when I was in junior high and junior high mainly. And this was back in the day before, you know, this was back in the day before YouTube was even a thing. But thank God you had something to deal with. I mean, thank God you had something like the Game Boy around. It's like 25 years. Yeah, you better be grateful. You better be grateful that you actually had a piece of history. Sad thing is, you know, in this day and age, especially in this generation, it's not about, you know, the classics anymore. It's all about the stupid, the idiotic, the overblown, and the ever overblown. If I haven't said that before, or said it before, I'm sorry. But, you know, these days, people are so goddamn picky. I mean, some people are that damn picky, especially on a social network like YouTube. I mean, if you play something old, it's like you're a condemned criminal. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. It's like, if you play something old, you're a condemned criminal or some shit like that. And I'm one of those people who play old games. But you know what? I like old games. It reminds me of better times. That's why I play older games on my channel. I play something from the Game Boy or Super Nintendo or even the Nintendo or Sega Genesis or even the Sega CD or even TurboGrafx. I'm just being, it just reminds me of better times. I mean, sadly, that's, to me, you can say what you want, but I like the glory days. Because when you think about it, back in the day, we didn't have what we have now. We don't have such stupidity as overblown memes, and even though some are funny, but still. You can only take a joke for so long, and then you have to just give it up. Like The Simpsons and Family Guy. And that's why whenever I look at a plug and play at the mall, I'm being reminded of better times. When, all you needed was just one good game. It didn't matter what console you had it on, as long as you had a good game to play, that was it. And as a gamer, I say, I can live in the now, but I also like to remember a time in which we weren't so wound up, in which, we did games just for profit, and I mean, we didn't do games for profit. We just played games just because, you know, we just play games. We enjoyed the music. It passed the time, and you know, we didn't have no problems whatsoever. Of course, the thing with me was, you know, all I had to do was maintain my studies. That's all I had to do. That's all I had to do, just maintain my studies and just take it from there. The Game Boy was one of my many reasons for the Game Boy was basically one of my main reasons why I enjoyed, you know, having a decent childhood. That was the main reason why I had a Game Boy. And later down the line, be a Game Gear. And then the Nintendo, Game Boy Advance, and the DS, and which I still have to this day. And then upgrade to the 3DS. But I still kept the DS around. I mean, anybody who says they're too old to play video games, that's a lie. You can never be too old to play a video game. For you can never be too old to know what having fun is. And of course, if you had Kirby's Dream Land, this was the jam. Because all it was a glorified boss rush. Let's go in reverse order. I mean, in this area, you can just do it, you know, however you want to do it. But yeah, I can pretty much say yeah. I mean, people these days, whether I'm just doing an old game or not, have respect for the classics. You know, the Game Boy has been around. The Game Boy was part of our lives. You know, part of our lives growing up in the in the 90s. And I will say this. I'm glad I was one of those people to actually own a Game Boy, just because you would all need something to save your sanity. I'm serious. You needed something to save you from your sanity, especially when you're dealing with junior high or as they would call it, middle school. And I was glad to have a Game Boy. Shit. Because that's all I needed, you know, just a Game Boy while lunchtime, 45 minutes. And of course, 15 minutes, like, 15 minutes? Nutrition. But for those who remember the glory days of the Game Boy, of its spinach greenness, and the various titles it had, you knew what you had. You had something that made you happy. So, never remember your gaming heritage. The Game Boy is part of our gaming heritage. I mean, it's fun to live in the now, but don't get so accustomed to now. Because sadly, now, I don't know, it's like there's a lack of something called imagination. It's like everybody's doing the same goddamn thing. Or just about. like me, I like variety. And I will for always love variety. That was my original category on my channel, was variety. Because yeah, it was a gaming channel, but it was also, you know, a variety of things. Bye, DDD. See you in the next couple of seasons. So with that, I think we've cleared it all. So with that, peace and harmony is back to Dreamland, and with that, I've been to Tenkaichi of Gaming, Pookie7, and this was a very special 25th anniversary of the Game Boy. So with that, I'll see you next time with more videos. Tenkai Muso. You're welcome. Bye-bye, Kirby. That face. Good job. Press up A and select on the touchscreen to start a new adventure. That gives you extra game. Anyway, see you around. God bless the Game Boy.